Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. Now hear me out. You got some paper, you got some scrapbook paper you've been dying to use. Well, let me tell you here. I found the most adorable scrapbook paper on Amazon, and I'm going to show you how to turn that into a wreath. So get that paper cutter out, get that paper out, get some glue or some permanent glue tape, and let's get to crafting. Okay, so this is what really got me for this project was the paper. Yes, I love scrapbook paper. I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. And I loved this particular paper because it was double-sided. And look at those bows. Now listen. At the end of this video, that bow paper is going to come in clutch. But if you haven't already, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button, okay? And hit that notification bell because you want to know when we are here live on YouTube. So the first tip you're going to do, you are going to cut your paper. I'm using this Cricut cutter that I had on hand, but you can get a cheaper one on Amazon. I'll leave you links for everything down in the description box. But we need a 6 by 6 inch paper. Okay, so we're going to cut all of these different papers and it's going to come together beautifully. And here's the fun. You can pick whatever colors you want. Maybe you already have beautiful paper that you want to use for this, but you're going to need a lot of this cut. Okay, so just know that. And I love this paper. It screams to me here, okay? I'm going to show you here in a moment how when I was doing this live on Amazon, yes, I was doing this live on Amazon, how I glued it together, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to interject a clip here soon. But you know what you can use is just a round paper plate. That's all I used. And I used that as my template and I cut out, you know, that little foam stuff you get at Dollar Tree, or you could use an Amazon box. I'm using a glue gun for most of this video, but I'm going to insert a clip here soon that is going to show you what else you can do. But before I got started with the glue gun, I needed these little tips for my fingers because I would have burnt them. So you're going to just make a cone shape with your paper. And I did use the glue, and then you have to be patient and you have to hold the glue together until it dries, okay? But I'm going to show you a really easier way here right now. I'm going to leave a little of the ASMR of dealing with the papers to kind of show you what I'm doing. But isn't this paper beautiful? I love this paper and I got it off of Amazon. Don't worry guys, I have you covered. Everything will be linked down in the description box, and or you can check out my blog. We're going to be having a blog every week, and I hope you guys will go to julieswreathboutique.com and check out that and see all the fun stuff we're going to share. So again, we're going to cut our paper 6 inches by 6 inches. I'm just kind of showing you how I'm doing it here. But listen, it's really easy to do when you use this particular glue, and it's a tape glue. It's permanent, so it's going to hold this paper perfectly. And it's just a really kind of a lifesaver when you don't want to use all that glue. So that is what we're using. They have a bunch of different brands over on YouTube, or on Amazon, not YouTube. We're on YouTube. And you're going to start curling your cone here. And then you're going to take your little tape and just put a thing of tape down the side here. And then you're just going to adjust it to get it to where you want it to stay. And I think this is so much easier than a glue gun. So that's my tip for you. All right, back to the original video and where I'm still drying that piece with a glue gun. But we did this on an Amazon Live, and I know some of you guys watched it, but now you have it in a condensed version. And so the important thing here is you want to get all the little cones together. It depends on how big you make it, let's be honest. So if you're making a really big one, you're going to need more little cones. If you're making a smaller wreath, it's really kind of like, just make sure you have enough paper. I mean, really. But, you know, what else can you do with paper? You can scrapbook, and I'm really big into scrapbooking. So let me ask you guys, is anybody here into scrapbooking? And scrapbooking today is very different than the scrapbooking of 25 years ago. Let me tell you, there's stickers, there's scrapbooking with stickers, all the things, you know. But I'd be curious to know who scrapbooks down below, and if you have any places that you love to shop at online. I'm always looking for new scrapbook paper, new stickers, new things, just to enjoy the process. But now back to the wreath. So once you get several of these done, I think I kind of made a few and then started adding them. But you're going to see how these are going to lay. And you're going to want to pick out, especially if you have pattern paper like I do here, you're going to want to kind of come up with a cadence or a look that you want. And so we're going to take this piece of just the card stock poster board that you can get at Dollar Tree. But honestly, if I had had an Amazon box, I would have been using the Amazon box, right? But I didn't have one. We had already recycled them all. So you're going to start gluing it around your base. And that's going to be about 2 to 3 inches in. Now, if you want this to be smaller, then make sure you glue it a little bit more into the base of your wreath here, your paper wreath. And then you're just going to keep alternating the different colors and the different patterns to get the look that you're going for. So I really love blue and white. This is like, I don't understand why I love blue and white so much, but this is kind of like that time for me. You know how you kind of go through phases of liking one color over another? Well, this is my blue and white phase. And so you're just going to keep adding them to the wreath here, and you're going to have that glue set up. Now, I do believe you could probably use that permanent tape in the place of the glue if you wanted to. So enjoy the little fast video here. Do you notice how there's a spot here that I kind of went in a little bit more than the other spots? Well, that's Julie. That's my lack of being able to keep a circle. So you might want to like get a wreath frame and draw a little line around it, because you can see the wonkiness of my wreath, and that's okay. I don't need perfection when it comes to making wreaths. So now we're going to work on the second part of this wreath, and I did put a little dot in the middle just to kind of keep me in range, because I noticed in the beginning here I was getting out of range, but you kind of understand. So what we do is we do cut the tips of the second lower, Julie, learn to speak, level or row or whatever you want to say it. I'm at that phase in life where words are hard, guys, and somebody's running the vacuum upstairs. Anyways, I don't know if you could hear that or not, but that is what's happening. We're having company over tonight, and my husband's getting the house ready for that. So say hi to Mike if you want to in the comments, and maybe I could have him come and answer those comments about, why are you interrupting? So we're going to glue these down, and you're going to cut down some of the little stems of your little cones here. But as you can see, very, very cute. So here's another thought. You could maybe even cut the cones at 4 inches by 4 inches and make smaller cones. That's another thought. But this is where the bow paper comes in clutch, because we're going to use this for the center. So if you want this particular paper, you're going to want to look in the description box below, and you're going to want to go over to Amazon and get this paper. So I just took a vase that I had nearby, and we cut a little circle out. And what's kind of cool is it's got a bow on the other side, because it's bow paper on the other side as well for this particular paper. Anyways, this was a lot of fun, and I was just like, this was like one of those aha moments, and I'm like, this is perfect. So I took this little piece of paper, and then I took a paper plate, because that was with me at the time. So I just made this is the like base of our center, and I just cut that out. You could even cut out a piece of the foam, the white foam, or a cardboard box, whatever you want to use. And I also had these little tiny wood beads that we're going to glue on with it that I got from Amazon as well. So this was a very Amazon friendly type of wreath. Okay, so we are going to glue this paper, And again, I would use the permanent tape. So if I ever make this wreath again, and I hope I do, or a version of it, I will definitely be using the permanent tape roller. Absolutely. It just was easy. You know, sometimes glue is great. Hot glue is wonderful, but you have to wait for that to dry and set up. Then I had these little beads, and I always keep things like this around in the studio here, because you know I'm the type of creator, crafter, that I never know what I want to do until I do it. So I have to have the supplies. So this is when I got the little glue gun. And you guys know I love the SureBonder glue gun, and I love this one because it has a very fine needle nose tip. Okay, and so it's a little bit easier for when you want to add these little beads, because let's be honest, these beads are little and they can be a little bit of a pain. So yeah, we just put those all the way around. And listen, I just felt like it really made this wreath. It was so much fun. And I was just like, I'm so glad that I didn't use this bow paper. Somehow I got it lost in the mix of paper, and it just turned out to be the perfect little center for this paper wreath. So again, guys, don't put this outside and get it wet. It's not going to end well for you or the wreath, okay? You're going to be sad. Don't do that. So once you get the little center made, you're going to want to glue that onto your wreath. And you could use all sorts of things. You could make like a little heart center. You could make different shapes. But I think this is so pretty. You could use some little gems, pearls, or whatnot instead of the little wooden beads, the flat wooden beads. But I feel like this turned out so good, and I love to do this. Now, I know I keep talking about Amazon Live. This is a wreath that I did on Amazon Live, and if you don't watch me on Amazon Live, we tend to try to do it every single Monday night, so I'll leave that info down below too. So how are we going to hang this? Well, I'm so glad you asked. We are going to take a pipe cleaner. Once that middle is nice and dry, we're going to double over the pipe cleaner, and then we're going to twist to make a loop here. And this is where you can be a lot neater than I am. Sometimes I get a little sloppy with my crafts because I'm like, oh, nobody will see the back of it. But you know, ultimately somebody does see the back of it. So don't be sloppy like me, but get some felt. I always like to cut a little piece of felt. I keep felt in my drawer in the studio just so that I can use it for this purpose, because felt can be really handy. So don't throw out that little piece of felt. Okay, you might need it, so don't do that. And then you're going to figure out, okay, I want to see where the top is, and I want to make sure that I put my little attach the pipe cleaner in just the right place. And this is how we're going to hang it. So I just think this is such an adorable wreath, and I hope that you guys make it. I want you to make sure that you tag me, join my Facebook group. I'm going to leave it down in the comments. We are starting a new group, and I want you to be in it. It is a crafting inspiration group, but this turned out so cute. I hope you loved this week's video. It was so much fun to make. And listen, if you watch the whole thing, leave me some scissors. Is there a scissor emoji? I think there is. Leave it in the comments, and come back next week when we have a brand new video for you. And listen, I love crafting, and I want you to craft with me. See you next week. Bye-bye.